Ryan, AEW continues to be on fire because on this week's Dynamite, we saw the return of Jon Moxley, who was out since Forbidden Door, I believe. And when he came back, he cut this weird cryptic promo against Tony Schiavone, and he said, I need y'all to pay attention because it's going to take y'all a while to get your heads wrapped around this. You don't own this place anymore. He said something like that. What do you think he's talking about?
I don't know, man. But listen, everybody head went straight to the Shane McMahon talks, and rightfully so, bro. When you say this is not your place, I don't know, man. I think he's hinting towards some invasion. Some crazy, bro, is bound to happen right now. So I'm super excited to see what happens with that. What do you think he means by that, Kenny?
So there's a lot of moving pieces, and something's definitely going on because they started the night with Jon Moxley, which he's a big star. If he's returning, why not start the night
Yep.
off with him? But when he came out, he did not have his Wild Thing music. He came out serious Jon Moxley, like, I got a point to prove here tonight, and things are going to change around here. So I don't know. We also saw at the end of the night, he showed up with Maria Shafir, I believe her name is. I thought it was like Plexi Lynch or something. I was like, who is this young lady? But yeah, they came back beating everybody down in the back. So it seems like Jon Moxley has something going on here. And the big talk I see going around is the fact that Shane McMahon has been in talks with AEW. Now you look at what happened at All In. So I brought something up to you. I said Bryan Danielson is the AEW champion. We got Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné as the TBS champion. We have there was another one.
You
Who's the other
said
one I said?
Brian as champ, Mercedes as TBS,
TBS.
and then you had one more.
There was one more. Who was our other? Christian Cage
Christian
won
Cage.
the AEW Money in the Bank. So you got a few WWE champions who are kind of like leading the charge right now. So you could do an AEW versus WWE thing where you got the ex WWE guys in AEW led by Shane McMahon, Jon Moxley right beside him, and you got the Elite who I don't think they're strong enough to lead Team AEW. So if you think this is the way they're going, if Shane McMahon is in fact going to come here and get these WWE guys, the ex WWE guys on his side, who runs Team AEW? First off, do you think this is a possibility?
I 100% think this is a possibility, and I think this is absolutely money. I think WWE fans who
The
have not watched the
money.
show will be watching this because it is a huge opportunity to take on. Now, I know you asked me a question, but I got to ask you a question I'm very desperate to know. Obviously, we're not going to call them ex WWE guys. So what would you call these guys if you were
That's a good
booking a
question.
show?
So they took Moxley out of the BBC from what it looks like. They put Pac in there instead.
Yeah.
So looks like Moxley is on his own to be with this faction. So do you go with something that surrounds Mox? Hmm. Or do you go with something Shane McMahon comes up with? AEW Underground.
Good one. Good one.
I don't know, man. Like, what would you? It's going to be something crazy though.
I
But I think it's
mean,
going to be something good.
yeah, I mean, I think it has to be good. Shane McMahon is going to be behind it. He's not the perfect booker. We've seen how the Royal Rumble ended, but I think that he can definitely cook something up, man. He's been around this industry for so many years. So I think that something definitely good is coming. I just don't know when and what's going to happen, but definitely excited to see what's going on with this because it does look like a tease, and it's honestly a great way coming off of All In to go on ahead and start teasing this and start,
Mm-hmm.
letting people pick their brains and things like that. So definitely looking forward to this, man. But
Yep.
what
Definitely builds. Go ahead.
go ahead.
I was going to say definitely builds interest for AEW All Out because we're just coming off of All In. They got like 1 week to build here, so this kind of makes it look like something big is going to happen at All In, and I definitely hope it does. But I mean, I think AEW has to perform here because they had one big angle that could have caught fire like this whenever they beat up Tony Khan, but they dropped the ball. We saw Tony Khan the next day, which he had to do his football stuff, but he just kept showing up smiling with the neck brace on, coming out on the stage, doing the Daniel Garcia dance with the neck brace. You totally blew that angle where you had a chance to do something there. So right now, with Shane McMahon being Shane McMahon, even though he's not perfect, nobody is. Hopefully, he can put his hands in this story and work with Tony Khan to build something that actually is meaningful and lasts long for AEW because
100%.
this might be their last shot. Shane McMahon is the biggest move they can make right now, so they got to nail this one.
I definitely think they do have to nail this one. This is probably the biggest opportunity the company has come by because yes, we've had CM Punk's the $1 million draw, and that's fine. But this is Vince McMahon's son. This is a
That's
McMahon in
Vince
AEW.
McMahon's son.
So this
A
is
McMahon in
yeah
AEW
something
is
I
crazy.
never thought I'd see before. So this happening is for sure the biggest opportunity, because I think that the angle that they're going to be able to create from just this will be revolutionary. Like, if they strike with this, which we know AEW, they're good at showing, a first impression, but then they don't know how to follow up. If they can show a first impression and follow up, I can see them ratings going back into the millions, bro.
Millions. You know what? It could happen. It could happen.
Hey,
I think they need a hot angle that catches on and brings people back in. It can definitely happen.
I think so too. And I think that that's something that will happen. And I think, coming from me, what I'm saying? This
Some
is
big
this is me.
words.
I think that is something. They just gotta cook with this, bro. They just have to, because right now, this story could be potentially the hottest one in the industry, bro. I don't think WWE can top something like this, bro.
Y'all got Brian praising the AEW
No,
story?
no,
Come
bro.
on, man.
This could be
Come
the
on,
biggest in
man.
the industry, bro. Listen, nobody has come by this, bro. WCW, they were getting WWE's hottest stars, but they were not getting a McMahon. A
Yeah,
McMahon
not
right
getting a
now
McMahon.
it would be different. Now, Kenny,
Right.
who would you put in this group? Because
Before,
obviously, Mox is possibly leading if this were to happen, and you got Shane McMahon on the side. Now, give me 4 other guys that you would put in this group that, aside from, so you're putting Christian.
you're putting Christian Cage. So you got Moxley, Maria Shafir. Apparently, she's with him now. You got Christian Cage. He's got to be in there. You got Mercedes Moné. She's got to be in there
Isn't
with them
she
as
in the
well.
Elite though?
She's got to screw him. I mean, she's got to break away from them, because I mean, she had the meeting with Shane McMahon. She's kind of been pushing this thing the whole time. So I think she's definitely going to be in the mix there. So I mean, maybe she's planted in the Elite to kind of be the one to screw them over to leave and go with Shane McMahon.
Possible.
I mean, I don't know. She's ex-WWE. So if you're going to do a group with ex-WWE members, you got to get her over there, period, because she's like one of the biggest WWE superstars they got.
I mean, and I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Hangman on the Elite side, I think he would be perfect, because he's one of those guys that's like, you're not gonna come to my place and ruin it. I know he got his own thing going with Swerve, but we've seen Hangman Page kind of do his thing, maybe shoot a little bit, and personally, I would like to see it. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? You know what? You was cooking in the chat, because I said they should put Bryan Danielson over there. He was like, no, I would have John Moxley take the title from Bryan Danielson and do his thing over there. But you know what? They don't even need the title. I think Bryan Danielson can stay doing his thing on the side since he's about to retire. But you can build Team AEW. Like, if something happens at All In, like we got Swerve and we got Hangman Page, which we got another video. Make sure y'all check that one out about that. But we got Swerve and we got Hangman Page in this match. Things could turn, like after the match or whatever, if this happens, because I think both of them need to be in Team AEW. You can have them squash their thing. Like right now, listen, AEW is what's important. You have Swerve, you have Hangman Page, Okada. Who else you got on Team AEW? If Kenny Omega can get in there, it's going crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
And
I agree.
Will Ospreay. MJF, you need MJF too. So, I mean, you could do something big here. If you get these heels and baby faces on the same team to feud up against Team WWE, man, this could be explosive.
Agreed. But let us know down below, how do you guys feel about this? What did you guys take away from that John Moxley, interview, or, whatever he said there when he said this is not your company anymore? Let us know down. We gonna catch y'all. Deuces.